Eddie, good morning to you. A little bird tells me you get into that training ground at very, very early in the morning. What time are you in this morning?
Yeah, I was in about 6:30 this morning. I did a workout, although if you saw the intensity of my workout, you'd question whether it actually qualifies as that. But I try and do something every day if I can.
Well done, you. The Derby Day win against Sunderland. How important was that for confidence in your place?
Yeah, it's an important result and performance. I thought we were good in both parts. Very good atmosphere. Really enjoyed the experience. Of course, it helps when you win, and it's a positive day. But I think we needed it.
Eddie, before the Sunderland win, it was just one win in 8. Were you beginning to get concerned?
I think you're always concerned, Jim, in this job when you're not winning on a regular basis. But I think we back the quality of the players, we back the quality of our work, and I always believe in time you'll get the results that you crave if you keep being consistent with what you do.
For a moment, let's concentrate on this January window. What can fans expect? What can you tell them through us this morning?
Ooh, well, I think like every window, we're looking for opportunities to make the squad better, first and foremost. This will be a challenging window for us because financial fair play is active, and it has been active in our thought processes probably for the last 2-3 windows. And we'll continue to try and make the best decisions for the short and long-term future of the football club.
Anything imminent? Any incomings imminent?
No, nothing as we speak, Jim, no.
Eddie, the chief executive, Darren Neils, said yesterday, to a degree, tempered expectations in the market and then looked ahead to the summer and said some of your top talent might have to be sold in order for you to recruit. Did you know that was coming?
Yeah, I knew that Darren was going to speak to the media regarding our financial situation because our accounts were released yesterday. I don't think there's any surprise in that, Jim, because every football club will have to trade now with financial fair play being such a prominent part of football. So selling players and trading is part of what every football club's going to have to do. We're no different. So whether it's our top players, as you quote, that remains to be seen. But selling players and trading will be part of football going forward now, I think.
So is it a case that if you have to, and I'll just pull the odd name out at random, if you had to say goodbye to Isak or Bruno or Botman, that would only happen in your efforts to replace one of those with a similar big name? Would I be right?
Yeah, it's difficult to sort of comment on individual players, but as I said, like player trading, if you look at Manchester City, Arsenal, etc., they've all traded players, not necessarily between each other, but they've all traded players in recent windows. We've done that to an extent with Alan St-Maximin, a player we didn't want to sell, but we had to last summer, and that will continue to be the case, as I say, and that then gives you the opportunity to keep things fresh and recruit players the other way.
So Newcastle United fans this morning shouldn't be too perplexed that one of the big names may go come the summer.
Look, my intention, Jim, is to improve the squad, not weaken the squad in every window. And I will do everything in my power to try and make sure that we're progressive, ambitious, and continuing to try and improve. But in the background, of course, the financial people of the football club have got to make sure that we don't breach financial fair play. That's imperative now, especially with what's happened to Everton. So I think that will be in every football club's mind.
Fabian Schär has been hugely impressive and he signed a new deal. Is keeping who you have, Eddie, as important as who you get in?
Yeah, related to what you said earlier, that is absolutely the case. Fabian's been a huge part of what we've done the last 2 years. I think he's been outstanding. And been keeping your best players is going to be a challenge, but that's what we want to do. And then we want to bring in good players alongside them and continue to compete at what is such a very tough league. So it's a really delicate balance for us, and we're trying to get the right decisions.
I notice you've had to play 12 games in 42 days. That equates to a game every 3.5 days, Eddie. How's that impacted on you?
Well, we went into December knowing that the month was going to be a game near enough every 3 days, as you say. And unfortunately, we went into that month with a depleted squad with a lot of injuries. And that was always going to be very, very difficult for us to navigate through that period. I think we started the month really well. We struggled towards the end. It's probably to be expected with our dynamic at that moment. Now we've come out, and January was a lot calmer in terms of games, and we're desperate to get a few players back. I'm not sure how many we get back towards the end of the month, but certainly February might look a bit better for us.
What kind of plans do you have for what's termed a winter break? I mean, Sean Dyche has suggested it's not really worth having.
Well, with the FA Cup game in there now, it's certainly a little bit shorter for us. I think we have no plans to take the team away. We will give the players a little bit of time away with their families, and then we'll come back together and start our training for Fulham and then Aston Villa.
Talking about the FA Cup, Eddie, what do you make of the scheduling that's angered so many Newcastle fans? An FA Cup tie against Fulham set for a 7 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday night. It doesn't make it straightforward for them, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's a strange kickoff time, especially when you consider the distances the Newcastle fans have got to travel. It's not ideal, but we're at the mercy of the TV scheduling. From our perspective, we have to just get through that. I really do feel for the supporters, though.
Eddie, against City, and of course, your thoughts are on Manchester City this weekend. You had an epic 3-3 draw with City at your place last season, and you followed that up with a win over them in the Carabao Cup in September. Is it fair to say, come City, Eddie, Newcastle have no fear factor going into it?
Look, we fully respect Manchester City. They've been the best team in the Premier League when you consider probably the last 5 years. I think they've been incredible, probably even longer. They've got, for me, the best manager in world football. But we don't fear anybody, Jim. And I think that's always been our mantra since we've been here the last 2 years. We try and attack the game and take the game to the opposition. And we try to do our thing while acknowledging what they do at the same time. And that's how we'll approach this game.
Eddie, I know you well, and you're nothing if not a realist. And you'll know that if results go against you in the next few days, you could end up 14 points off the top 4. There's a lot to do, but you're aware of that.
Yeah, there's a lot to do to get into the top 4. We're well aware that we need to go on a really good run, bring back our best confidence levels, our best performances. I do believe that we're capable of doing that, but we can't leave it any longer. We're going to have to start winning games and winning a lot of them very soon.
You're 9th in the Premier League right now going into this. Is top 6, is top 4 still a possibility in your eyes?
Yeah, I think it's still a possibility. We're not really focusing on that currently. We're focusing on trying to get our best levels back. The Sunderland game would have certainly helped that. Now we've got 2 huge tests, Manchester City and Aston Villa, off the back of our last league game, which was Liverpool. So a good, challenging period of games, but one that we relish.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the TalkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. TalkSPORT.